You're now watching the Brooklyn Nets Fan Show on Fan Media Network. I'm your host Woods. This is my boy Jaden, and today we're gonna be discussing Alize Johnson proving he belongs in the NBA with a 20 and 20 game, as well as buzzes around the league about Coach Steve Nash being Coach of the Year.
Want to get into the Alize Johnson. Uh, he managed to put up 20 points and 21 rebounds. Same night KD had 40. It was a good night for the team as a whole. So he looked good. Now does this mean that we should expect things like this from him going forward? I'm gonna think that would be a stretch. You know, he had a great game. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean for the season, the man's only averaging 6 points a game. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be hard on the guy, but I'm gonna need to see some consistency because I had no clue who the dude was. I didn't even know he was even on the team until he did this. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't really expect him to continue to play like this, but you know, it was a good night. You know what I'm saying? He showed some promise. You know what I'm saying? If he could bring that to the playoffs, then that would be great for Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Because we really don't know at this point, how they're about to be playing when it's time to, when things get serious and playoff time comes around. Because obviously, KD's still out. He sat out again. He's sitting out again. James Harden's still out. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't know what we're going to be seeing from the Brooklyn Nets once the playoff time comes around. But it was a productive night. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for him. So hopefully he can continue to to bring that energy and bring that play.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I think Alize Johnson just proved how deep the Nets really can get. Like you said, I don't think he's doing this every night, and if we expect him to bring this every night, I think it's unrealistic. But I think it's definitely good to know he's got it in him. On a given night, we know how it goes. Shooters, shooters, shoot. Sometimes you're on, sometimes you're cold, and to know, if KD can't play or if Kyrie can't, whatever the case is, we got someone on the bench. We got Joe, we got Jeff, we got Elise now, we got Blake, all capable of 20 points. You know what I mean? All capable of 20 plus games. So I think this only helps. This only helps and just really proves how deep the Brooklyn Nets are and how important that is in the playoffs. Because everyone knows in the playoffs you need an X factor. It's not about your big three or the guys who's been killing it all league. That's who they're game planning around. So Alize Johnson comes in, gets you a 15 and 10, an unexpected 15 and 10 or a 20 and 20. Hey, kudos to him, and it's only going to improve the team. So
Hey, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets, I think that they should be excited about that his performance because I mean, like I said, man, James Harden might be out. You know what I'm saying? So if he's out, if he's not gonna be playing, then that means someone else needs to step up. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily need to be him, but someone's gonna have to put in. There's gonna have to put in. Gotta replace that 30 that James would usually get. The 30, 9, 10 assists. Someone's gonna have to come in and fill in those holes if James is gonna be here for the playoffs. So hopefully, if it's not him, if it's not him, it's got to be somebody.
that's a fact. Hey,
Hopefully,
look,
someone steps up.
I think this also shows how hard the Nets GM and staff is working. Finding guys like this, diamonds in the rough, is insane. Because this isn't the first one. You know what I mean? They've definitely betted on people who they thought, the league thought couldn't produce anymore, or they've had a history of this of finding guys that you've never heard of, and then becoming substantial pieces of team. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think Alize could bring something to the team, especially like you said. It's not really looking good for Harden. KD still in and out the lineup, not the healthiest. So it all could go either way. But I like what this means for the Nets. I'm not gonna hold you. So buzzes around the league about Coach Steve Nash being Coach of the Year potentially has begun, and you know it might be well deserved in some eyes, and some may think not so well deserved. So how do you feel about it? Are you on the fence? Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? What's your take on it?
All right. First of all, I love Steve Nash to death. Two-time MVP, the amazing point guard, one of the greatest point guards ever do it, one of the best playmakers ever do it. Period. Love what he brought to the game of basketball. Do I think he should have got the MVP the 1 year over the same year Kobe was putting up 35 a game? No, I don't. I'll be honest with you. But that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying? We get into the coaching thing. I don't think that he should be coach of the year. I think that is. I think that's no. It's too much. Um, to be, and my reasoning is because like you got so much firepower on your team. So many superstars, so many great players. It's really hard to say whether or not he's a good coach. You know what I mean? Is he really coaching at all? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. But you're saying about how much coaching do you really need to do when you got James, KD, and Kyrie on the same team? You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was on a different team with less star power, and his team was winning the way that they are. Then okay, sit back. Okay, I can see why they would be considering giving that award. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I don't think he's that. You know, that's just my opinion. Though.
Okay, look. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna say this. So for that same reason, you saying all these great players and all these different things, is he really coaching? My stance on it is now with all those great players and all this talent on his team, wouldn't he get more credit for handling the egos on the team? Especially we know how emotional and how off the hip Kyrie can be. We know how spontaneous Kyrie can be. KD is very well known for being emotional, as we've talked about and seen throughout the year already. He's getting in and out of trouble on social media, off social media. So dealing with that stuff, dealing with James Harden, he's had off the court issues as well, and then kind of just manage them all on the team. You got Blake in, he's a former superstar. He's got a lot of guys he's dealing with who used to be the guy at one point. Would you so to play devil's advocate? Would you not give him credit for being able to manage and holding together a successful team while dealing with so much at once?
Uh, I mean, I guess. I guess. You know, it's really hard. It's really hard to answer that. I really don't know. It's just it brings me back to what I said before, man. At the end of the day, how much coaching are you really doing? Like we just don't know. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors over there. We don't know what's going on. But that was my point. It's just like it's really easy. I just feel like it's really easy, to find success when you have amazing players on your team.
Guys,
You know what I'm saying? You got amazing ball players, man. So I would imagine that you wouldn't have to do too much coaching when you have that much firepower. You know what I'm saying? Two MVPs, Kyrie, NBA, NBA. Well, James doesn't have a ring, but you got two players who have finals experience. They've been here before. They've done this. So I just find it very hard to sit here and accept the fact that there's a possibility that he could get that award. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's just other coaches, who deserve it. You know, so
I was look. I'm gonna be honest. For a first year coach, for a rookie coach, essentially, I do think it's a huge step. I do believe there's also other coaches that may potentially deserve this, but I can see where the argument could be made. There's not too many coaches in the league that could deal with what he's had to deal with this year. So I believe they're top three in the East. Obviously, that's through talent and stuff, but I'm assuming through coaching and handling all this. So I can see where the arguments it can be made. And Steve Nash was a great player, like you said. His IQ and what he's bringing to their game is probably very unique too. But I do believe Tyronn Lue's having a hell of a year. Over there in the Clippers, you got the Phoenix coach. Like you got a lot of guys who can easily the Jazz. The Jazz is easily most improved team. Like there's a lot of teams out there where I think they have a better shot at winning it. But Nets all the way. So if this is true and is gaining traction, I'm riding with Nash. But I could easily see, if he doesn't win it. I get it. It could go both ways. I get it. It's time for our LinkedIn fan special. Nets fans, connect with me on LinkedIn, and you'll see Brooklyn Nets fan show on your feeds. Provide comments, questions to our show, and if you want to appear as a guest on our show, just let us know, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.
To host a fan show or appear as a fan on a fan show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.